Hi, my name is Bertrand, and welcome to another episode of PowerEdge SoundBytes. Today, I'm going to talk about the PowerEdge System Management Portfolio. What are the elements of that portfolio, and kind of do a quick summary on what each of them do. The best way to represent the PowerEdge portfolio, system management portfolio, is to look at this picture. It's a layered cake with 3 layers, and those 3 layers are the 3 components of that portfolio. The first one is iDRAC. So iDRAC is kind of like the heart of it. Without iDRAC, you don't have any of the other layers. iDRAC is your low-level way of interacting with your PowerEdge. iDRAC supports a lot of different methods to interact with your PowerEdge server, such as you can do websites. So it's got a web interface. You can do REST API. It supports Redfish, and it also supports a CLI called RAC ADM. iDRAC basically allows you to do a whole bunch of things on your PowerEdge server, such as reboot it, power it off, power it on, do firmware upgrades. You can also change some of the BIOS settings, such as your boot drive, as well as your boot methods, whether you want to use traditional or UEFI. And also iDRAC allows you to kind of get the logs out of your server. The challenge with iDRAC is that it's a one-to-one management. So you basically, if you use the web interface, you will manage only a single iDRAC through that web interface. You can't manage multiple iDRAC. And this is where OpenManage Enterprise comes into play. OpenManage Enterprise is one-to-many management framework for your PowerEdge servers. OpenManage Enterprise builds on top of what iDRAC provides and adds some layers of abstraction that allows you to perform multiple actions to perform actions onto multiple servers at the same time. So for instance, within OpenManage Enterprise, you can see the entire health of your PowerEdge servers. You can see the performance of your PowerEdge server, and then you can double click on a single server to see what's happening in there. So that's where OpenManage Enterprise, the value of OpenManage Enterprise really is in that holistic view of your PowerEdge environment. And that is for your rack tower, as well as your modular PowerEdge, so your blade chassis and your blade servers. OpenManage Enterprise uses iDRAC to get all of its data. So whatever you do in iDRAC is the same method that OpenManage Enterprise uses. But then OpenManage Enterprise creates a few more constructs than iDRAC doesn't have. In particular, you can create templates. So you can say that your R660 or your R760s should be configured this way. And whenever you add an R660 or an R760 into your environment, OpenManage Enterprise will detect it and will apply the right configuration, whether it's again, boot drive, boot order, your firmware update, and so on and so forth. On top of OpenManage Enterprise is CloudIQ. So CloudIQ, the same way as OpenManage Enterprise relies on iDRAC to get all of its information, CloudIQ relies on OpenManage Enterprise to get all of its information as well. CloudIQ allows you to have a holistic view, not just of your server environment, but your entire Dell portfolio. So CloudIQ allows you to get visibility into your storage, your server, your networking, and your backup appliance and backup software. CloudIQ aggregates data out of all of those systems and presents them in a way that allows you to do very quick root cause analysis whenever you get problems, because CloudIQ leverages data coming out of all of those products. And CloudIQ also uses AI Ops to help with that root cause diagnosis, and also provides a health score for your specific application, your specific environment. And that health score is calculated based on what's going on in your environment. So, for instance, one of the best examples that I have is CloudIQ will show you an alert saying that your application is having a performance issue. and the health score of that application is lower than it normally is. CloudIQ will determine that one of the server that the application is running on has a fan issue. One of the fan died, which then causes the CPU, the temperature in the CPU to rise, which then causes the CPU to go into thermal throttling, which is then slowing down the application. CloudIQ will now tell you that the application has a problem. Or it will tell you that the application is a problem, but it will tell you that the problem with the application is linked to that fan being dead. And we'll tell you to basically replace the fan in order to fix the problem. Because CloudIQ has an entire view of what's going on in that application, including storage, networking, fabric, server, that the application relies on, that's how CloudIQ is able to make that determination. OpenManage Enterprise is leveraged by CloudIQ to get the PowerEdge data out of iDRAC and transfer it into CloudIQ, and that's why the portfolio is shown in this particular way, because each component builds on top of the other. Each component provides a different layer of abstraction, a higher level of abstraction, but also allows you to manage more and more product within that same view. OpenManage Enterprise is really focused on PowerEdge servers, and as the aggregator for that PowerEdge server into CloudIQ. But all of those wouldn't be available if it wasn't for iDRAC. And iDRAC is kind of that brain and the heart of the operation, because without iDRAC, none of this is possible. So this is a very quick overview of the PowerEdge System Management Portfolio. In subsequent PowerEdge SoundBytes, I will dive a little bit deeper into OpenManage Enterprise. I will be doing a demo on how to install OpenManage Enterprise, really easy, but also kind of look into the architecture of OpenManage Enterprise, especially as it's changed in the last year or so. OpenManage Enterprise 3.10 since is a new version, and since OpenManage 3.9, OpenManage Enterprise is built on top of a plugin architecture. Whereas before you had different OpenManage Enterprise for different products, you now have a single one with different plugins for the integration with third-party software, such as VMware vCenter, such as Microsoft Windows Admin Console. Now those are just plugins instead of being separate appliances that you would deploy into your environment. I will also, so I'm planning on doing a deeper dive into Power Manager, which I think is going to be more and more relevant in our customers' environment, especially with the new release of Sapphire Rapid and some of the high TDPs that those processors are requiring and are offering. Being able to provide enough power and cooling to those high TDP processors is going to be really critical. And getting a handle on what's happening from a power and cooling perspective is going to be, again, critical. If you combine that with a lot of the net zero initiatives that our customers have, again, understanding which application consume the most power, and being able to provide adequate power while still being able to achieve the net zero objectives is going to be critical, and that's where Power Manager really comes into play. I'm also going to look at the VMware vCenter plugin because obviously a lot of our PowerEdge are being used as ESXi servers, vSphere servers, and so being able to manage them directly out of vCenter is really crucial for our VMware sysadmins. They don't necessarily want to have to go to a separate interface in order to manage their servers. And so that's where really that plugin comes into play, because it brings the value of OpenManage Enterprise and the value of iDRAC directly into vCenter through that integration. So that's kind of what to look forward to from a system management perspective, and a deeper dive into OME, into OpenManage Enterprise. And yeah, so I'll see you on the next PowerEdge Soundbite. Have a good day, and thank you very much for watching.